Hello everybody, my name is Nootmad and welcome back to episode 4 of my Trash or Treasure series. I am finally back after a little bit of a break. I was moving into a new place, but now I'm in all its echoey glory. But don't worry, I'm working on a solution for this, so I apologize in advance if the echo is a bit too much, but I tried my best to mitigate it as much as I could, but this is the end result. But anyway, today we're going to be going over the legendary multi-tap pistol, manufactured by Atlas. As always, we're going to go over how to get the gun, what its strengths and weaknesses are in my opinion, and then give my overall thoughts on this weapon. But before we continue, I just want to remind you guys that I test guns just like this, and work on trying new builds over my Twitch channel. So if you're keen on hanging out with me while I work on builds just like that, I'll be putting a link to my Twitch channel in a pinned comment down below. And with all that said and done, let's learn something, shall we? So, where exactly can you get yourself a multi-tap? Simply put your game on Mayhem 6 and above, and go beat up Katagawa Ball over on Wannabe Elpis, aka Skywall 27 over on Promethea. So, the multi-tap. Being an Atlas weapon, it has a fast fire rate and pretty average base damage. It also follows true with the Atlas weapon gimmick, possessing a tracker grenade that allows bullets to home in on enemies that were tagged by said tracker grenade. But here's the kicker, and this is what makes the multi-tap stand out from the other Atlas weapons. And that is its ability to fire upon 5 enemies at once that are actually tagged by the tracker. Basically what that means is when the tracker grenade detonates, if there are 5 enemies in the area, they'll all get tagged, and when you fire the multi-tap itself in its primary firing mode, the bullets will split and home in on each of those enemies, basically enabling you to fire at 5 enemies at once. So what this means for the gun is that it can be used quite effectively in mobbing situations, provided enemies are in the area of effect of the tracker grenade's detonation. The multi-tap also fires a pretty powerful cryo rocket at a tagged enemy upon reloading, so that's a plus point too, as long as you're reloading frequently. As far as anointments go, I recommend basically one, and I'm sure you can already guess what it is, and that is the consecutive hits anointment. I would recommend the 300 over 90, but due to the gun's kinda average base damage, it's barely capable of one-shotting enemies to begin with, and adding on the 390 anoint still doesn't do much for it. The 150% radiation while under 50% health is also a decent alternative anointment to use with this gun and gives an extra element to play around with too. However, bear in mind that your damage will pretty well suffer when you're fighting mobs and bosses with armor bars. So, I guess after this, it's a good idea to just quickly go over its strengths and weaknesses. And to kick things off, I think one selling point of the multi-tap pistol is its fast mob clearing speed, due to its gimmick of being able to shoot at 5 tagged enemies at once. So when you're comparing it with a build that abuses fast fire rate weapons, like the one I'm using in the background gameplay, build video coming soon by the way, so stay tuned for that, it clears areas very quickly, as you can see in the gameplay. The second selling point is that the cryo rocket that gets fired upon reloading also does some fairly significant damage, especially when you're boosting your splash damage bonuses and playing someone like Mose. As far as negatives go however, it is an Atlas weapon at the end of the day, and for some reason, they all seem to lack high base damage, with the exception of the OPQ system, may it rest in peace, which ultimately hurts the viability of this gun in endgame content like Guardian Takedown, due to enemies having crazy high health numbers, and the multi-tap not being able to dish out lots of damage very quickly to enemies like those Guardians. So ultimately, my thoughts are this. The multi-tap is a very solid weapon to use for general gameplay, but I definitely wouldn't go out of your way to farm for one under the assumption that it can comfortably take a weapon slot in your meta build loadout. And after all that is said and done, we have reached the end of the video. As always, leave your thoughts on the multi-tap in the comments below, as I'm always keen to see what you guys think about a weapon too. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing too. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!